guys, welcome to our podcast, Supposedly Adults, where we are four supposed adults sharing our quote-unquote youthful experiences.
Talking about the most random life topics.
Giving our thoughts that no one cares about.
And just trying to make life suck less.
That's right, so I'm Jensen.
I'm Melody.
This is Calvin.
And this is Laris. And today's random question is, what if I just run them over? Hi.
Hey.
Oh my god. I can actually see you guys. It's so weird.
So for those who don't know, this is the first time the four of us are actually in the same room recording. So maybe that's why the audio is not as ideal.
Yeah,
It's actually not as good as
like Zoom.
we actually considered going in the bathroom and just each take one bathroom.
We never know.
See, technology is better. AI is gonna take over. Okay, so every time I start, I have a big announcement. every
Drama
single one,
queen.
I have a big announcement. I can drive now.
I feel like everybody should applaud for me because I've been risking my life teaching her just because my mom is intense when she tries to drive with you.
Yeah.
So I, like a great sister, I offered to help my sister instead.
So I basically passed my exam a few months ago.
How
I think
old
it was
are you?
like 2 months. I'm 22 now.
22. Oh,
No,
okay.
I wasn't 22 yet. Was I? Okay, probably like almost 22.
Yeah.
I passed it 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then I just got my license like a few weeks ago. And then I've driven like, I don't know, 4 times. I think. Because everyone's always like, you can drive today. I'm like, never mind. We're in a rush. Never mind. I'll just do it. Or like whatever. Because like, no one trusts me. And I've been avoiding driving with my mom because she is
fair.
like
For a
she's
long
that kind of people who like I was driving and I was just like kind of skewing to the right and then she just full on screamed. She's like, bump, and I'm like I freak out and then it's just getting worse. So like it's really bad. She just like full on scream.
Is she the worst, like what is it called? Backseat driver or something?
Oh yeah,
She's not even at the back seat
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Maybe that's
And she doesn't talk. She just screams.
Oh,
like,
really?
Just at random
Yeah,
parts.
and yell at you.
Yeah. So and
I
then
think
like, it makes me really nervous.
I have something similar with my dad because I think that time we were in the UK. Then after that, he wanted to allow me to drive. Basically, I'm not really that much of a confident driver, and especially in a new country where the driving culture, quote unquote, is different. Then either way, me unconfident plus him slightly nervous, or more of myself slightly nervous. So like, he just wanted to coach me, just use my license since I already have it. So we just kept, or at least I felt the volume is going slowly, getting louder and louder. And it's just, to a point where I just couldn't take it. Just like, let him drive. I don't want to. I don't want to do it anymore.
I have a very different experience because, I started driving when I was 16 in Canada because you can start driving. But, and pretty much as soon as I got my license, I don't know what age, like 17, 18, whatever, I got back to Hong Kong. Pretty much the first day, my dad was like, hey, you want to drive? Here. And just passed me the key. So in Canada, you drive on the left-hand side, right? And Hong Kong's right. But no, he just like let me drive right away. And then...
it's different? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's different. And you know, like Hong Kong is a lot more, it's like a lot crazier.
Intense.
But I don't know, I love it. I love the intensity. I love where I can just cut people. I don't cut people. Like this is the longest.
Yeah, that's why I don't drive.
No. Like
People
I don't
like
know.
you.
No, look, dude, I don't cut people off, but I'm just like, yo, I'm coming in, and I just do it.
Is that not cutting people?
I want to say I've never been horned at, which means I'm good, right? Because like how intense Hong Kong people are.
Yes.
But so so I don't know, I love it, and then I've been driving along since. Yeah.
People always say like if you know how to drive in Hong Kong, you can drive everywhere.
Pretty much. I
because it's
absolutely
so
agree.
intense.
Yeah.
And
I feel like people, you know how, I don't know what it is. Jansen, you did yours in Singapore, right? So I don't know how driving is like in Singapore or Canada. But then we have like a P plate that we need to
Oh no.
put
Yeah,
on
so
our
now,
car
yeah.
when we just got our license to tell people that I'm a new driver.
Yeah.
So I have to
For a
put it for a year. So
Yeah.
usually the whole point of this is so that people know that, this is a new driver. Let's
No,
be
they take
kind.
advantage of
People
you.
take advantage of you. So then whenever I have that plate on, people cut me, people honk at me, people just drive past me.
Yeah.
And because they just
Yeah.
assume that you'd be really slow
Oh,
anyway.
no.
So
Yeah.
they take
Yeah,
advantage
that's
of you.
true.
It's
That's
horrible.
The thing is that after, like, you're supposed to do it after you get the license, right?
Yeah.
So after I got my license, I went overseas to study. So basically, I didn't really drive for that year when I'm supposed to be that beginner. I'm just not really utilizing my license.
And now you're back. You're like
No, but it's important to get it early so that I think you need to have the license a certain amount of time to get the insurance if you rent a car next time. Keep that in mind, listeners.
Hey, yeah. Oh, actually, you should rent a car after you're 25. Get after you turn 25.
Yeah, there's
because
that age also.
before that, there's always a premium.
Yeah.
I remember there's always
No,
a
but
premium.
apart
idea
from the
what's
25 age, there's also
don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
but apart from the 25 age, there is also a certain number of years that you have to be driving already. So people say the best age for you to get a license in Hong Kong anyway is like when you're 21 or something. So by the time you're 25, you already have a certain amount of
What are you
driving
talking
years.
That's what they
Wait,
think,
should
but
I-
like, if they're like me and you don't really touch the car after you get the license, that's practically more dangerous.
I think they should take my driver license back because I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, wait, what?
But regardless,
You only just came into the world,
I guess
into the
so.
driving world, so it's fine.
But I don't know. I think when you say the best age getting 21, no, I think you should get it as soon as possible. I don't know about Hong Kong, but in Canada, you need a car to get everywhere, right? So
That's
by
true.
getting a car, having a car where you get to drive everywhere, it's like freedom. We can just go out and do stuff. So
Who
it's
taught you how to
different.
drive in Canada? Like,
In
if
Canada,
you-
so I started when there's at the driver set. So there's like you can take a class and then you
oh, it's
just
not your
drive license.
relatives or like, 'cause in like
Oh no
America,
no!
they
Right
always do that.
after, so you need to do what is it called?
Written
Like a
test.
written test,
DMT
right? So as soon as you get a written test, you get you're a learner. And as soon as the day I got my learner, my uncle was like, "Hey, here's the key." And he just needs to sit beside me, and I just drive.
Okay, yeah,
So at
so-
that time, I always do. I part time at his pharmacy, right? So yeah, every night I'll drive home. So there's like a 10-minute drive, but yeah,
It's not too bad, yeah.
yeah, no.
And then at the time when you feel confident, then you just
I feel
apply for
confident
the
the
exam.
second day.
No, and then you just
No,
Really?
honestly, I love it. I love
Really?
it.
I
Yeah.
am stressed because even now I got muscle pain from driving.
No, we went driving
No,
once,
legit.
and the next day she was like, "I legit have muscle
I
pain."
legit. It was like my
Cramp,
it was my first like long
Distance.
long distance drive, which is like
How
less
long
than
though?
I
Long
think it was, like,
distance.
40.
how-
Where did we go last time?
No, it was from from Fatan to our home, so like Kwai Ting to
Oh.
Kai
Oh, that was half an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
It felt like forever. Anyway, it felt like really long time.
Yeah.
And like, cause I was really tense, I was just holding the wheel really like
Yeah.
tight,
Yeah.
and then like my arms were like that,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I had muscle pain on my shoulders. On my shoulders.
It's
the
different
next day.
though. Hong Kong's crazy, so that's
Really,
understandable.
I don't know. It's just really scary.
Oh, but what's driving in Singapore like? Are they nice?
No, I think it's almost the same amount, but the roads are nicer because it's bigger. I think the driving culture is known not to be very nice, similar to Hong Kong. The only difference I see is that in Hong Kong, because space is such an issue.
Oh, that's true,
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm so unconfident
Oh,
just
yeah.
doing anything. And every time I watch my parents park, it's the most stressful thing ever. Ever since I was young, so let alone me doing it.
That's
It's just this car, this angle, this is not supposed to be there. We can't go in.
Yeah.
Right? I'm actually shocked. Like when I first started like learning driving, I was shocked. I did not know because like as a passenger, I was like I always don't understand how people know like how big the car is or how like how
Oh,
you
you just
maneuver.
get used to it.
Because as a passenger, I'm like, oh, there has to be like a very like special, like maybe that spot you can like like the corners of the car.
yeah.
And then once I'm on the driver's seat, I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, you still can't see anything.
Yeah.
And you never know like how big your car is. You never know like how do you maneuver. And I was
So
shocked.
that's the thing. If I get a car, I need those with like the rear view camera, then you
Oh,
can
yeah,
like
yeah.
how you park with the
Yeah.
sensor
Oh,
thing.
I have that, so I don't know how to park without
Right.
it.
Really?
I legit have no idea
Dude,
how to
oh,
park.
okay.
Because it's so easy. It's like playing video game when I do it.
Okay.
Because there's this blue line and then there's this red line. And then you kind of just find a way to fit the
Yeah.
red line into the
Yeah.
blue line. Right? It's so
I didn't
easy.
understand that.
Like when I was getting my license, so I was in someone else's car. Like we're supposed
Yeah.
to. It's like in Singapore you have private and public teacher. So I got a private one, which is like supposedly a faster route if you can pass on your first time. which I did.
I
but
did too!
I barely made it. I was like 2 points away. So anyway, like he taught me all the tricks that I needed to know how to park and the circuit training. It was all the tricks for his car. So when you go to your own car, you're just like, I can't really look there.
Exactly.
Oh, can I just say, because I went to like a institute for driving too when I learned how to drive.
I think Hong Kong is the only place like where there's actually driving schools.
Yeah, I know. Singapore has them. It's just that I took the private because the schools are known to.
So at the driving school, this is how I learned how to park. That is why I don't know how to park.
Yeah.
So there is this parking space, right? And then they put a lot of ice cream cones there, like those orange cones there. And then they have like numbers and alphabets on the floor. And then they kind of just teach you, like, okay, go to the left, and then when you see that this corner of the window touches the letter A, and then you turn right. And you feel like there aren't cones and alphabets for you to look into, right?
You just need to visualize it. You just need to think about like, oh, I'm driving a rectangle. How am I supposed to fit that into there? Into that
push
space?
The car horizontally.
That's why I'm a humanities person.
That's the problem. Like when I do when I still have to do math, like those like I don't know, like those like they give you like a 2D thing and you're supposed to like fold it into a 3D shape. I can never do it. Like my brain just doesn't work that way. Like I either have to draw it out and actually fold it and be like, oh okay. Because I can't like just look at that. My brain just doesn't. I don't know what that skill is called.
Spatial recognition.
I have zero of that. I never know.
You're feeding into this gender stereotype now.
That's funny.
No, but the difference, I do feel like when I drove in the UK for that brief period of time, like it was so free. Okay, I think I just have that feeling when you
can just drive.
Yeah, it's on the same side of the road.
Oh, like right hand side.
Right.
Sorry,
yeah.
you drive on the right hand side of the car, just left side.
I always
calling me, dude.
Colonialism.
There's just two ways. I'm doing the British way. So, I'm doing the British / Hong Kong / Singapore way. So like it's pretty fun. The only difference. It's fun in the sense that when you drive on a freeway, there's no difference when there's left or right. It's just I'm comfortable. But when you're driving on the freeway, you don't really care. And when there's no cars around you, it's so fun. Just going as fast as possible. Especially in the countryside where there's like no cameras, no speeding.
I feel like driving is such a psychological thing, right? Because I feel like whenever, let's say, there are passengers, then I get more nervous when I drive because people then judge you for driving, or I don't know, there's bigger consequence. If I die, I die, right?
Yes.
You know, I was driving my sister and my dog once, and there was this racing car that we almost died. Oh, sorry, Mom. I didn't tell you this. You're listening. That time I felt so bad because I was like, it's okay if I die, but it's not okay if my sister and my dog die.
Do you know, like my mom? Last time we were like, my mom's like, "Oh, are you letting Lyris drive?" Yeah. And then my sister's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna let her drive." She's like, "But you guys have a dog. Like, why are you like popcorn's on the car? You should let her drive." And you're like, "What the hell?" So it's okay if I drive when there's only me and I die, but it's not okay if my dog dies. I'm like, come on.
No, but I do feel like it is a very, in your head type of situation, because let's say when I drove in Japan once, the roads are really wide and then there are way fewer cars. I just automatically feel less stressed because I feel like I can do whatever. And then
these kind of places, and like every time when the US or Canada they talk about driving so that they can relieve stress, then I just imagine myself, I can't drive for nuts here in Hong Kong and Singapore. I'm gonna crash. Like if I'm already stressed, driving will not make me relieve anything.
I got more excited. I don't know, more cars is better. Then I can just weave between
here in the city
in Hong Kong, Canada, driveway. Like I hate long distance driving, and if it's open road, it's so boring. You know, like when we go to a state where you have to drive, like I don't know, 10 hours.
I think when there's a purpose, for us it's like short distance, but still a highway.
It's slow.
It's
it's boring and so slow. Like when it's open road, like let's say 200 doesn't feel like 200. You know what I mean? Like it's just like.
You don't know what metric, you just want to get there.
Yeah, it's so boring.
I don't know.
So boring.
Okay, I guess I need some advice as a new... Okay, I don't know if it's because I am like a very, very new driver, but I freak out a lot because I just feel like I can never control the car. Like, I don't know, the first time I drove after my exam is with my sister. Like, props to her, because I feel like if I were her, I would be freaking out, because I'm pretty sure my car was like, I don't know how to like.
Okay. For listeners, just to close your eyes and visualize this for a little. So how it worked was, let's say if she is skewing to the left, that was like too close to the left, and then she would do like a jerk movement, and then it just go jerk to the right, and then there are cars on the right. You know, it's that type of situation.
It's really bad, because the thing is, I'm always because like even like my teacher told me that I always like tend to skew to the right or skew to the left. So I'm always very conscious. I'm like, oh, I need to be in the middle, right? Because I'm scared, and I do like subconsciously, because if I see like a bus coming, then I will like, I didn't do anything, I just subconsciously kind of just goes to the left. So, and then my teacher will like scream at me, be like, yo, you should. And so I was because I was like, oh, I have no idea, like I can never know whether I'm within the two lines. So I'm asking, my sister's like, oh, you just try to look at your like side mirror, and then you just like make sure. But every time I look in the mirror, like on the right, then my hands just like slowly goes to the left, and then my sister,
I need to see more.
I'm like, oh, wait, it's all the time, and then like, and my sister's like, oh, dude, you're on the left, and I'm like, oh, okay. So
it's so scary.
And my dog was there, like he keep like
drooling because he's so nervous.
But it's really bad, because I was like, because as much like, the more I think about it, the more I try to be in the middle, the more I like kind of shuffle. And then my sister just told me like not to think about it. I think the thing is because I am holding my wheel.
Your wheels,
I'm holding the wheel too tight. So whenever I move a bit, then the car moves. So what I did was like, now I'm better, because I just learned to, you know, just let it go. Just like, just very like gently put my hands on the wheel and just look like very far ahead and just like not think about it. Somehow it's kind of in the middle now, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it? I'm asking. Is it better? Because I don't know. No, I mean, lately you've been better, so I felt less like I'm dying each time. So I feel like that's improved. But I feel like that applies to a lot of stuff too, because sometimes, I don't know, like, oh, okay, let's say when you take a photo, the more you try to look good in a photo, the less likely you're gonna look good in a photo. You get what I mean? Like, I always look so
I don't really understand.
What are you talking about?
Okay, a better
analogy.
A better analogy would be, okay, let's say I don't know, because I dance, right? So every time I memorize a choreography, or sometimes when I can't do something, I just keep repeating it until it becomes muscle memory. Then I just need to not think about it and just let my body take over. Because every time I try to think what the next step is, then I screw up.
Same.
So I don't know, dance is kind of like a niche experience. I don't know if you guys have similar experience in other stuff that you do, but yeah, I feel like sometimes you just need to let your body take over in a way.
It's like, as in like, just follow your instincts, like follow your intuition.
I don't know, just like, okay, going back to driving, right? A lot of people do say sometimes when you drive to work and it's the same way every single time, sometimes you don't even remember driving, or you never even think about, you know, driving. You get on a car and then somehow you get off. You're there already.
That's
you
how
don't
I
consciously
feel about
think about it.
the subway. Like, I'm always on my phone, but somehow I always know when to get off.
It's true.
I don't know why.
It's true.
I'm like, oh wait, I'm already in the station.
Or like falling asleep in the bus. I always wake up right before I need to get off.
Sometimes that works out. Sometimes just like, oh shit.
It's true. I don't know. Because, okay, and I've read this book called Thinking Fast and Slow, I think. So I don't remember exactly what it's about. But I think it's about how there are two pathways that your brain reach a decision or make a decision. And one is through the slow path, which is consciously thinking and analyzing. For instance, let's analyze, you know, what we should have for dinner. Should we have sushi? Should we have, because it's more healthy, whatever. And that is the slower route. And then there's the faster route, and that is kind of your instinct, because people have fight or flee type of, you know, instinctual reaction that is, you know, your survival skill, or also your evolutionary, you know, have that function in you. So what that book is saying is basically trust that your gut feeling always guides you to the best decision.
But
and not consciously think about it, because that messes it up.
But is it though? It's just because, okay, let's say I'm just playing devil's advocate. What if I'm in this moment, I'm so angry, I want to punch someone, right? If I don't control myself, I just go in and punch someone. Obviously, that doesn't mean it's a good decision. So how is that?
Yeah.
Like, you can't always follow your gut feelings, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I just want to make a confession, and I want to know if
Did you punch someone?
No, like, is it just me?
Constantly want
Just,
to
like,
punch people.
I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but sometimes I do really, like, my brain just, like, tells me to do really crazy stuff. Like, on the platform, like, at the train
I'm so
station.
nervous
Like,
right
someone's
now.
just standing, and, like, everyone's just waiting for the train, and my brain just go, what if you push her? What if you just push her down?
That's a little dark, but I get what you mean.
Like, you
Yeah.
have that, right?
It's
Am I
like-
the only one?
No, cause like I played GTA when I was younger. So when
What
you're
is wrong
driving,
with me?
when you're driving, then you just like if it's like when you're in a metal vehicle compared to like if I'm standing on the sidewalk, you just want to run people over. But you don't want to do it. like,
You know you're not gonna do it, but it's just like, what if you do it?
Yeah.
It's just
It's like, yeah, it's just, in that moment, it just feels so easy to, turn, and then, okay. And then my whole life goes to shit.
yeah.
But it's so funny to, maybe we're young, right?
I don't know, maybe we have problems. I don't know. Right, you don't have that?
I've thought about doing it to myself. Like, let's
what
say if
if
I'm
I
on a
jump?
really fast car, what happens if I just open the door right now? I would think about
Yeah,
that, but I don't
see-
think about pushing people off my car.
No, but it's not like I hate them. It's just more of like, this is a simulation. I'm playing a game.
I mean, like, this could happen.
Okay, wait, I think this brings to an interesting topic. Do you think people are innately good or evil?
Oh.
Yeah, this is a good Chinese.
No, I'm not good or evil. I just have like fun thoughts. I just want
Wait. Running people over is fun thought.
What do you do in GTA?
I don't know.
See, like if you play GTA, that's fun because they are all fake.
Okay, I
It's the
guess
same
that comes
reason
to
why-
another question.
Sims?
Yeah, see the
I
same
play
reason.
Sims, yeah.
Do you kill people?
Exactly.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Because people
That's not-
like either burn their
Yeah.
Sims alive, and they like take away all the bathroom, and then they just pee themselves until
Are
they
you
die.
serious?
Simulation, yeah.
That's
Or they
weird.
build a pool, and then
Yeah.
they take away
Like it's a
the
phase, yeah.
they take away the ladder, and then
Yeah.
they just drown.
As a Sims player, you have to go through that phase before you understand the ability of what the Sims is capable of. So you can build nice families, but you need to go through that. I can kill all of them. You can figure out all the different deaths. You can like turn them into different
really
vampires, werewolves.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's like okay.
It's
The
fun.
human beings are evil. They are scary.
Maybe we shouldn't play video games.
Yeah, so that brings to another question. Should kids play video
Oh, that's
games?
the another question.
Another thing.
Should kids drive?
Yeah, because I don't know. I do believe. Okay, I've always been very cynical about everything. I always feel like there are like people. There are a lot of bad people. And everyone has bad, bad sides of them, right? But I do feel like people are innately good.
You do
We're
think
just
so?
we're just
I
affected by other
No,
stuff.
I think people are bad because I think people are always selfish. Like whatever you do or whatever whatever I do, I always feel like the motives at the end is because I'm being selfish or something. Let's say I'm being helping a person crossing the road or something, right? Or like who would think like, do I actually want to help him or do I want to make myself feel good or do I want people to see that I'm being a nice person to that? Like I feel like there's always motives behind it. I don't know, like is it always that pure the motives behind every action? Or like, do you be nice to your mom? Is it because, I'm really grateful to my mom? Or it's just because like, it's my responsibility? Or like, I don't know. I always question that.
It's true, because I was thinking about the evil thing, because I immediately I was comparing to animals. Like whenever we talk about whether human beings are naturally something, we always compare it to animals, and I'm like, well, animals are kind of like quote unquote bad because they kill or whatever, but then I don't think they're bad. They're just selfish, like
Yeah.
you said. Like they just want to survive. They don't
Yeah,
want to. They
exactly.
don't kill to be like evil, to
Yeah.
be malicious.
Yeah.
They just want to survive, and
Yeah.
they're just selfish.
It's just their instincts.
But the thing is with animals, right? They don't do more than what they need to survive.
But human do.
Yeah,
We're
but
so
human do.
greedy.
That's
So
true.
does that mean we're bad then? Like, right? We're even worse than animal.
I think it's more of I attribute it to overthinking, whether there are some people who do things genuinely at that moment they feel it's right, or at that moment they feel like it can benefit people or benefit themselves. So naturally, I don't know, I would just tend to say there are good and bad people, and therefore not everyone should drive actually.
No, like, I don't know. If you ask that question, so I have no idea.
That's
Like,
interesting.
you're 8, so I don't know. I feel like I'm a terrible person.
But I'll
so-
have to say though, I've studied, because I've studied a course. Literally, the whole course is asking a question, whether human are naturally violent, or like why people kill. Is it like natural? Is it our instinct, or is it a natural instinct, or did we learn to kill? Something like that. And they compare to animals. They compare to chimpanzee. They actually kill people. Like not kill people. They actually kill
Each
To
other.
survive?
each other, not to survive,
fun.
not for fun, but like for
That's so messed
it's
up.
like they patrol and they like bully someone and they just
They
kill
do,
each other. They
eh?
like actually get into wars.
But that's
Oh.
more of survival, because it's a zero-sum game. If you survive, I can't. That's like that instinct.
Does that
we're trying
selfish
to-
then? Like, so you're saying our instinct is just being selfish, survival, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes is if you don't die, then I will die. So if I want to survive, then you have to.
Like in our eyes, we see it as selfish, because that's what we. I guess when we're attributing it to murder, and when we
Yeah.
throw in morality in it, we
Yeah.
attribute that to a sense of evil.
Yeah.
But if you just look at it plainly, it's survival. No matter what we do as a society, I would say it's just for our survival, and it's just
Yeah.
how,
But-
in that spectrum, how you want to say whether it's evil or not. It's a very, very thin
I
line
agree.
to cross.
But okay, good question then. So let's say not selfish, like survival, right? So which means I survive because of me. I just keep thinking about myself, right? So there's a sense of self there, right? So the opposite of selfish is selfless, where I'm willing to sacrifice myself so that you can do better, or like right? So if you, like you say, if I just want to survive, then again, that's just me being selfish then, because I'm just thinking about myself then.
So then the question of being selfless can also be kind of debated. So if, let's say, my mom dies for me to continue the bloodline, is that selfless or is that selfish?
Yeah.
That's what
So
I thought too,
it's
'cause
very difficult to
even
debate.
in animals there are selfless acts, right? So for example, like when I don't know if this is a real story or it's like a mom like Chinese kind of story, but like there's like a bunch of like antelopes, I guess. They're like at the cliff and they have to like jump over, and the old antelopes just sacrifice themselves as a stepping stone for the young antelopes to step on them so they
Yeah.
can cross.
Yeah.
Something like that. So that's an act of selfless, but it's
Yeah.
basically just for the survival of the species or whatever.
But-
or it's like for the bigger universe.
I agree. So that is a selfless, because they're willing to die for other people, right?
No, but the thing is, right? Then going back to what you say, let's say I want to die. I'm willing to die for you because let's say I want to feel good, or let's say, oh, I did something really bad for you, so I feel like I'm
But
making it up to
dying's
you. Or
different. Dying,
'cause-
like
no,
dying for
I don't
someone's
think
different.
so. I don't think
Dude,
so.
dude.
Because like what you said, let's say if I help a grandma across the road,
Yeah.
that could also be a selfish act, right?
It could be, but then-
you want to do it.
But what is more okay? Our instinct is to protect our lives, right? We're not gonna willingly just die. Like let's say you're
that our
suicidal or
instinct?
whatever. Sorry,
Is that our instinct? I would question that.
you don't think so? Like whatever we do,
survive?
everything we do, we try to survive. That's like throughout the
Is it for an individual level or is it a collective
No,
level?
I think there's an argument on that because
Yeah.
as long as so the end goal is to pass down my genes.
That's true.
So
We
if
agree.
let's say if I die, there's a higher possibility of my sister surviving, and because she carries the same genes,
Yeah.
then I would do that. So that the ultimate reason for altruistic action, it's also just to protect the bloodline.
So
Like what Jen said.
selfish then.
So selfishness.
So if is that evil then? I guess
I guess when
guess
if
maybe
That's
not
the thing.
evil.
Is selfish
Yeah.
like necessarily?
evil.
Yeah.
That's true.
And also, and it's another thing is like some people will also argue for preserving yourself, because sometimes sacrificing yourself is not necessarily the right choice in a way, because for example, if I know that I am capable of making more changes or whatever, right? Or to like do more good, then should I sacrifice myself for someone who might not do
so
as
would
much
you
good?
say whether something is good is based on outcome then?
I know, right?
But the thing is, I don't know. I guess as we talk about more about this, it's like I don't think if anyone can say it's good or bad. It depends on how you look at it. Like I really, honestly, because you might think that you can do better so that you should survive. Someone else should die for you. But then I might, from my perspective, let's say I'm someone else's mother. Like I don't think you should die. I don't think that you should let my son die. I think you should die for him. You know what I mean? Like it all depends on your point of view then, good or bad again.
I don't know. I feel like the conclusion of all of that is that human beings are just way too dumb to understand all the consequence, which reminds me of The Good Place, which we should dedicate an episode on. But then The Good Place, essentially, one of the biggest thing that I've learned from The Good Place is essentially that, you know, a simple gesture and act that you think is good or bad actually has a more complicated system. So let's say if I donate to a certain company out of good deed, but then the company actually uses child labor, for instance, then it's a bad thing, but I didn't know about it, then, you know, I guess that's ultimately that too. So I don't know, I guess the definition of whether something is good or bad, does it go with your intention or does it go with outcome?
I know.
Okay, then question. Okay, go back to the intention is great. So I guess thinking about what you said before, like whether you should push someone out or whatever. What was that intention?
Okay, this was
Because
not
now
a struggle.
Okay, yes, welcome back, everyone.
I wasn't thinking whether I should do it. It's just like a fun thought experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
Thought experiment.
We know.
Hello?
Yeah, we need to put that underlying assumption out there. We know it's wrong.
Yeah,
And that's what we are jokingly, sarcastically
I
saying.
understand.
It's a thought experiment.
I understand.
Like, there are people out there that like, oh, this is really, really stupid. And then now we are saying we shouldn't do it.
Okay.
There are people out there that say, you know what, let's just do it. Like,
Yeah. No, definitely, I get it. I think one of the question is then, let's say if I have a bad thought, let's say if, I want to punch this person, but then I self-corrected and was like, this is a bad thought. I should not punch a person. Is that good enough?
I know.
I think it's
That's
good.
what I'm asked.
It's better than
Doing it?
doing it.
Yeah.
You think so?
I
Do you think you can train yourself to not have
Not
that thought
punching?
to begin with?
Yeah.
So I guess it's like bringing it back to driving. It's like training yourself to have that correct instinct. So as you drive more, hopefully you will be training yourself not to run over people as life continue to drive. And therefore when you're driving in a straight line, you won't suddenly have the urge to, I just want to jerk right now. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think like back to the thing, then the question is, because we were talking about how we, like, sometimes you have to trust your instinct. Like the more you think about it, the more like confused or like more you make more mistake that way. But then we also question like, what if the instinct is really bad, then should we still go for it?
So it's like impulse control. But I think maybe what maybe the book is getting at is like you have to practice or like have that habit of frequently trying to drive the way that you think into a positive aspect or have a positive outlook so that you can actually trust your instincts when the time comes
I really
forward.
like that.
And I do agree it comes with age though. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever happened to you, maybe not you yet, but I remember when I was younger, like 18, 19, I was just driving, right? So I'm always trying to go fast. But then if people cut me off, I would be pissed. I'm not like yelling pissed. I was like, whoa, dude, what the heck, man? Like I would be pissed, right? But now I was like, whatever, it's fine. Like it doesn't even bother me anymore. I think it does come with practice though, because like I know if I get pissed, if I like having like a road rage or something, it's not gonna be good, right? So I keep correcting that. So eventually it doesn't even bother me anymore. If people just cut, you go ahead, man, you go first. It doesn't matter. Like I do think it will become better and better. Like I don't know if that is kind of like a habit where like I just let that go right away, or is it become maybe it's part of my nature anymore.
Yeah. Actually,
I
just a
don't
very,
know.
very short question on that topic is like whether when you're driving, especially, you should actively react or passively react.
What does that mean?
I guess like I'm thinking of whether you should be the one that says like I deserve this lane, like I'm cutting you because I should, or should I be like, you know what, just go ahead, do what you, that kind of thing.
I'm always active because if I know that car, I can see. You should be paying attention to your surroundings. If you know that car is coming super fast behind you, and you know there's a car right in front of him, like you probably know that car is gonna cut you off. So I was like, I always just slow down. So yeah, you do it. I don't want to cause right?
I agree.
Because,
I don't know what is active or passive.
and
like,
also that's kind of like an ego thing. Let's say if I just, because if I'm younger, I'll definitely not let that person pass me. It's like, yeah, whatever, you stay behind, so I go faster. They stay behind, like, yeah, they lock them in, right? But then I don't want to cause stress to anybody, so that's why now I'm just kind of like let them go.
But that's kind of like I kind of have the opposite thing.
Yeah.
Because I am very indecisive on the road, and
Yeah.
I'm always like I'm always like confused because I'm like, can I like whenever I try to like cut the line, I'm always like, oh shit, there's someone behind me. Should I like let them go first or whatever? And then I like kind of like I like really slow.
No, but don't you think that also comes with ego because you're self-conscious?
I'm not self-conscious.
What do you
It's
mean?
like,
What do you mean?
I'm
No,
just
because
scared.
let's say if I'm parking, right? If I'm struggling real bad and there are like cars waiting to go and I'm blocking the road and
I
I feel
get
really
so
bad, I'm just like,
stressed.
you should go first, you should go first.
Yeah.
But that is not out of being kind. It's out of because I'm very self-conscious and it's
But
an
this-
ego thing. I don't want you to sit there and watch me struggle parking.
No, but
Just
I,
talk about changing lane. It's
changing
different.
lane, it's just like I'm like indecisive because I'm like, oh, should I let them go first? Do you know what I mean?
It depends. It depends how fast your car is going. It depends how many cars.
That's what happened to me this morning. I was
But when you
driving.
change lane, you should at least go in the same speed as the car you're
I know
gonna
you're
cut.
supposed to be like decide because the thing is like no the comment I got is
do
like
that.
to be more bold. That's the thing I got. It's like
Or at least match the speed. Can you think about this? If I'm going 100 and you're going 60 and you cut right in front of me, you know how dangerous that is? It is super dangerous. So
It's
at
true.
least match my speed
Yeah.
and then change lane.
I get what
Right?
he means, yeah.
Right?
like
It's
you have
so
to-
dangerous.
It's a delicate balance that you have to shut
no,
down.
that's the thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's like that's what I mean. Because you're talking about like driving, like
Yeah.
what you're learning is not to be as like aggressive, quote unquote, just let people do whatever. But I like the lesson that I am learning is to be more decisive and just
It
be like,
is,
if I
it
want
is.
to do it,
It's
I have
both.
to do
It's
it.
both.
It's
Yeah.
both.
Like, it's both. Like, being decisive doesn't mean it's aggressive. If I know you're right beside me and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lean in and just cut, like, just stop you, that's aggressive. But if I know like you're going fast, okay, if I want to get in front of you, I just need to go faster and cut in front of you. It doesn't mean it's unsafe, right? It's still being decisive. Like it's
Yeah.
different. I don't know. It's
I guess so.
yeah. It's go both ways. So
It's hard. Driving is hard.
I think
I don't understand why we need to learn how to drive. I think public transport, everyone,
Yeah, I mean, to be
everyone
honest,
should just have
I can
public transport.
imagine in places like Canada and
Yeah.
America, it's
Yeah.
impossible. But in
Yeah.
Hong Kong, driving actually causes more trouble
That's
because then you
true.
need to
Oh,
find a
yeah.
place to park.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
hella
annoying.
expensive
So
to park.
It is
I
annoying.
would be parking for the entire day, and I'd be paying for like 200 plus Hong Kong dollars,
it's true.
which is
It's
insane.
really different. Like Canada, you park well, I don't know about big cities, but in Winnipeg, it's like more like a farm.
live in
You
a
just
big
park
city,
anywhere. It's park anywhere.
Don't
In
you
Toronto.
live- yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I don't drive in Toronto. I don't have a car, so I know I'm a poor student, so I
Yeah,
just
so-
take the big
Yeah.
car.
So I guess the
That's it.
ultimate moral of the story is for capitalistic countries to get their social welfare
Just
together and
public
just
transport.
get public
It's
transport.
proof that the economy improves with public transport.
So the
Deal with
earth
it.
gets better with
Exactly.
less pollution.
And
Yeah,
more
we wouldn't
people
be so
watching
stressed.
you, you're not gonna push people off the trail, the
Yeah.
train.
Okay, no.
Or you're not gonna have thoughts like, what if I just like go drive on the
Like for
sidewalk?
me, I just can't
Like,
imagine living in a place where like you have to travel 2 hours to get to the place of work. Or whatever.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
LA, and you have to like you're not
I
even
can't
driving
imagine.
for 2 hours. You're just stuck in traffic. For
It
2
drains
hours.
your soul. I cannot
Exactly.
imagine. But if you are stuck in traffic, you should listen to our podcast.
So smooth.
So smooth.
Yeah, don't check your Instagram and Facebook while you're in the car, but do so afterwards. Share that with your friends.
Done like
Yeah.
that.
All right.
All right.
Beans.
Cool.
All right.
I'll update y'all with my driving journey.
Yeah. And I'll let you guys know. You guys will know if I'm still alive next time.
Right?
Whoa. If you're not live anymore, how are you supposed to have the next episode?
That's why you guys will know.
Okay,
You guys will go on without me.
Dude, okay, sorry, a random thought. Isn't it crazy that our generation, when we die, our social media will still be here? They will live on
Oh,
forever.
I don't have a social media, so I don't really know.
And it's just, this is going to be forever. But you're going to die.
my social media is my legacy. But that's a different
I
topic.
know, right? And
That's true, that's true.
It lasts as long as the platform survives.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess.
So
It's like a memorial page
those who
eventually.
died when MySpace happened.
No, I think people
They're not
delete,
there
like for
anymore.
famous people, they delete their accounts if it's inactive for a certain time. Anyway,
Anyway,
thank you for listening,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
R.I.P. Kobe.